Have you ever noticed the harder you chase something, the further away it seems to get? More money, more love, more peace, more validation, more success. I used to think life was about chasing, about grinding harder, forcing outcomes, trying to prove myself worthy of receiving the things I desired. But over time, Source revealed something to me that completely changed the way I see reality. And once I understood this, my entire life started shifting. Not overnight, not magically, but deeply, internally, permanently. So I need you to hear me closely. The universe is not withholding your blessings from you. Life is not sitting there saying, no, not yet. No, you're not good enough. No, you haven't suffered enough. That's not what's happening. What's really happening is life is reflecting back the identity you've accepted as true. That's a secret most people never realize. You don't experience life based on only what you want. You experience life based on who you believe you are. Think about that. If someone deep down believes I'm not worthy, I always get abandoned, nothing ever works out for me, then even when opportunity shows up, they hesitate, they self-sabotage, they overthink, they settle. They expect disappointment before life even has a chance to surprise them. And eventually their outer world starts matching the story they've been repeating internally, not because the universe is punishing them, but because your inner world becomes the blueprint for your outer reality. Source had to teach me this the hard way. I realized I kept asking life for things while internally identifying with lack. I was saying I wanted abundance while feeling poor in spirit. I was asking for love while secretly believing I wasn't enough. I was praying for peace while constantly feeding anxiety in my own mind. And then it hit me. The universe responds less to your words and more to your state of being. That changed everything for me because I stopped asking, what do I want? And I started asking, who am I becoming every single day? See, most people are trying to force reality to change first so they can finally feel confident, peaceful, worthy, or fulfilled. But Source showed me the opposite is true. You must become internally before life reflects it externally. That's why two people can walk into the same room and experience completely different realities. One person walks in insecure, expecting rejection. The other walks in grounded, calm, certain of their value. The room responds differently to both people, not because one is better, but because energy changes behavior, and behavior changes outcomes. That's why your self concept matters so much. The conversation you have with yourself matters. The assumptions you repeat matter. The emotional state you live in matters because eventually your mind starts believing the story you tell it repeatedly. And once the mind believes something, your actions unconsciously begin aligning with it. That's why imagination is so powerful. Most people think imagination is fantasy, but Source revealed to me that imagination is rehearsal. Every successful athlete rehearses mentally. Every great speaker sees the moment before it happens. Every confident person first becomes that version internally. Your imagination teaches your nervous system what to expect. So if every day you imagine failure, rejection, embarrassment, loss, then your body begins preparing for those realities. But if you start imagining yourself healed, confident, peaceful, disciplined, successful, something begins changing inside of you. You stop reacting from fear. You stop shrinking. You stop begging life for permission to exist fully. And slowly, you begin embodying a new identity. That's the real transformation, not pretending, not fake positivity, not lying to yourself, but consciously choosing a new inner story, one rooted in possibility instead of limitation. I also learned something else. Most people give up too soon. They plant seeds, they dig them back up every single day, checking to see if they're grown. They affirm abundance for 2 days, then panic when nothing changes immediately. They try confidence once, then return to self doubt because the moment tested them. But Real transformation requires consistency. A new identity must be practiced, repeated, reinforced, even when external reality hasn't caught up yet. That's faith, not blind belief, but the willingness to hold a vision long enough for your life to reorganize around it. And listen carefully, this doesn't mean you ignore reality. You still work, you still take action, you still grow, you still heal, but your action begins flowing from alignment instead of desperation. That changes everything because desperate energy pushes, aligned energy attracts. One chases validation, the other embodies value. One begs for opportunities, the other prepares for them. One constantly says, "What if I fail?" The other quietly says, "I'll figure it out." That inner shift changes the entire experience of life. And honestly, one of the biggest truth source revealed to me is this: your life changes the moment you stop identifying with the version of yourself created by pain. A lot of us unknowingly build identities around survival. I'm the overlooked one, the broken one, the unlucky one, the anxious one, the person who never wins. And without realizing it, we carry those identities into every relationship, every opportunity, every decision. But you are not your worst moment. You're not your past mistakes. And you're not the limitation somebody projected onto you. At some point, you have to decide who you are beyond the pain. That decision matters more than most people realize, because the identity you feed eventually becomes the reality you live. So if there's anything I want you to take from this message, it's this: protect your inner world. Pay attention to the story you repeat daily, because your mind is always listening. Your body is always listening. Your life is always responding. Speak to yourself with intention. Imagine greater for yourself. Stop rehearsing your own suffering. Stop assuming failure before it even unfolds. And begin becoming the person you keep waiting to become someday. Not perfectly, not all at once, but little by little, day by day, thought by thought. Because the moment your inner world changes, your relationship with reality changes too. And when that happens, doors open differently, people respond differently, opportunities appear differently. But most importantly, you begin experiencing yourself differently. And that is where the true transformation begins. If this message resonated with your spirit, comment below, "I am becoming," because I want you to declare it, not just watch this message, but embody it. And if you know somebody who's been stuck in fear, self-doubt, or limitation, share this with them. Some people don't need more motivation. They need a new identity. And if you're part of the Source Force family, thanks for walking this journey with me. We're not here just to survive life. We're here to awaken, to grow, to remember who we truly are. So like this video, save it for the days you forget your power. Share it with someone who needs this message, and subscribe to the Source Force family if you're ready to keep expanding your mind and spirit together. And remember, the life you want may not begin the moment your circumstances change. It may begin the moment you do. Till next time, remember, we're all in this together, fam. One love.